Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brent here at Address, Porsche 944 specialist here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hope everybody's having a great new year. Glad to be back. I was out of town for Christmas and then last week came back with the flu. And so we're going to get back to live streaming once again. It's a beautiful Sunday here in Charlotte. It's cold, but very nice. So, yeah, as usual, we just hang out and talk about Porsche 944s. I'll let some people get in here. Probably not many are expecting me to be live today, so it might take a little while to get everybody in here, but hopefully you all can hear me. Happy Fox says, hi, Brent. Well, good afternoon, Happy Fox. Hope you're having a great Sunday. It's been a while now, probably, 2 weeks? I had a hoodie on, so now my hair doesn't want to do anything, but good. So it says the audio is 100% perfect. Mo Money says, hello, Brent. What would your vision of a 951 resto mod be? It's a good question. I mean, a lot of these resto mods have modern engines in them, so you could probably come up with something creative with that. Yeah, the LS would probably be where I'd go with an engine. But I'm more of I would look for comfort over, flashy stuff. But you want to get kind of interesting and fun. I mean, you could do something. There's so many different ways you could go with it. Um, I mean, I'm talking like if you just wanted to go all out and do something wild that probably hadn't been done yet, do like a Tesla swap. Like, I'm not a huge electric car guy, but get all that self-driving stuff in there too, and then paint it black, put AI in it, and kind of just have something interesting. I'm not a huge fan of the back in the 80s, Nissan and a lot of car companies were going to digital dashboards and uh, putting a lot of LEDs and stuff. And that's kind of where we're at now. So I'm more analog. I like that Porsche kept it all analog. Okay, I think that my AirPod just died. Uh, so yeah. So I'm going to come back to that, but I'm going to try and swap in another AirPod. So I have an old set of AirPods here. Give me a second. All right, can you hear me? I don't even know if this one worked. We might have to not use the AirPods. So I've got an old set of AirPods that I thought I'd bring over here and use at the shop. One of them works okay. Couldn't remember which one. And I thought I'd keep those over here. I think my new set. Well, the AirPod over here died. So, let's try this again. It's not the time to find out that both of these things don't work. But can you guys still hear me? Because the other AirPod decided to. Okay. So the idea was to take my good AirPods home and leave the other set here. One of them used to work perfect, and then I would just put that one in my ear and use that as a microphone, and I didn't have to have my good set here. But apparently they just don't work anymore, so I was better off leaving my other set here. So anyway, resto mods. Yeah, I'm not huge into that stuff, but if it was going to be done, I would probably just go with a V8, and I wouldn't really change that much with the body. I'm not a huge fan of that. People like to put a lot of louvers on stuff. That's one of the things about the 924 that was kind of odd. You know, usually Porsche doesn't like a lot of louvers and vents and stuff, but on that car they did it. Happy Fox says, in the UK, there's a Tesla-fied 944 running around with the analog instruments converted to show amps and charge. Awesome. Yeah, if I was going to do a resto mod, though, I would do the digital dash and all that stuff. And then basically Big Hit from Knight Rider. I've seen some of these new AIs now that they're putting in some of these cars, just, you know, people modding them, and it's pretty cool. It's just like having a real life Knight Rider car other than the indestructible part, you know. Oh. So what would you guys like? I know that it's been a hot topic of as of late to have AI redo the 944 and stuff. I don't think that ever happened, but it goes around. I see it in multiple different places each day. So imagine trying to put a CPU in an AI car. Opening the door for you would be like the HAL 9000 thing. Yeah, swap. Yeah. I mean, well, you wouldn't get it. I wouldn't give it that control. I wouldn't let it be in control of the doors or anything. Yeah, I don't like the way the Teslas push that thing out and it comes out either. I do like flush door handles on a car though. A little overkill for a car that does only about 120 miles an hour now, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of them. I remember way back in the early 90s, I had a friend of mine that had like shaved door handles on his truck, and the only way you could get it to work was that he had a hidden button up underneath you had to push with your foot, and that would electronically pop the door open, and it didn't work sometimes, as you can imagine. But yeah, I wouldn't give the AI any control over that. Maybe it could open and close the door, but maybe you wouldn't want it to lock the door. But you just keep a fob on you for that. Did you install an LSD in your Turbo 924? No, I did not. It needed one though. With a naturally aspirated engine, the LSD unless you're on a racetrack. It's completely minimal, but definitely need one if you're going to do a turbo swap or if you have a turbo. We're building 2 turbos here, and only one of them has the LSD. The other one doesn't. So, only one of the turbo swaps will have the LSD, but it isn't needed technically. But it definitely makes life better to have an LSD on anything above 200 horsepower. Happy Fox says gadgets are cool, but it's okay to keep it. I agree. I like everything just as simple as possible. But, you know, if you're going to build several things, you know, do an LS swap on one, keep everything analog, and then do something extreme on the other one. Nothing wrong with both worlds. The only problem then is which one you're going to have time to drive. But, I'll turn you guys around here. This is the barn find. Pretty much together now. We've got the fuel pressure regulator ordered. Should be here soon. And then we'll be ready to fire this thing up. This thing has come a very long way. We just got the coolant in it. Not very much left to do at all. Just fill it with gas, and we need a new sender, but Happy Fox says, I don't know how. Is that genius or generous it is to keep putting more components on an internal combustion engine? Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd keep it simple with the ICE engine. But yeah, we're almost done with that. It's looking good, looking good. Last time you guys saw this car, we hadn't even got the covers in yet, so it's all back together now. The owner had the covers powder coated, and they look really good. It's real good. Are you building it yourself or wanting someone to build it for you? I'll show you guys this card. Can you put a turbo on a 944 SS2? Yes, actually we've even turbocharged 968, so we're in the process of it. Yeah, no, that's the first black cap I've seen on a. The owner had that done. I think it looks pretty good. Well, we got this 944S in. So we got a 3 liter and a 2.5 liter This one's the 2.5 liter. Came in, it'd been sitting a very long time. Not much of the plastic was left at all. This thing was probably one of the worst S's I'd ever seen. This plastic here is broken, so we put a new air roll separator in there. These had disintegrated, so we put new sensors in, new water pumps in. We've got the oil cooler resealed, but last minute he was like, I think we should go ahead and do the head, and I was like, that's probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. We took the head off, and it was a mess in there. So the cooling system had clearly been filled with water. So you can see a lot of rust in there. So what we're gonna do is Evapo-Rust makes some stuff we can put in there, and I'll eat most of that crud out. There's a lot of crud we've got to get out of there. No Money says, are your typical clientele rich guys? I don't know. I wouldn't think so.
You put that over the two the same.
Yeah, but yeah.
It just depends. I mean, we get some guys that spend some money, and sometimes, you know, yeah. I mean, we just do what we have to do.
These are like this.
Okay.
I have aluminum in the oil filter. Need to have someone go through it. Turns over.
You need all the
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be time to pull it apart. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
These, this side,
Okay.
and then these, like, special washers like that.
So, guy says I picked up a real shit box, non-running, and I think the head gasket is blown. Coolant tank, head milkshake. Is it worthwhile to see if I can get the engine running, or should I just start replacing stuff? You've got that. Definitely pull the oil cooler, check it. Sometimes the element will have holes in it. Sometimes the seals are just blown. Replace the head gasket, clean it all out really good, and start there.
Those are the ones for the other. I know where they go.
About what will it run to re-sleeve and rebuild? So if you're wanting, you know, we do different stuff. So sleeve, you're probably looking at about $2,500 to have the engine sleeved and have everything cleaned up on it.
Oh, they got it.
And then we have tier 2 engine rebuilds, which makes it look like a brand new engine. Looking around, I know I got some around here. So this here is pretty much a tier 2. Got a bunch of stuff on there, but I'm building another tier 2. It just basically looks like the day the engine was put together from the factory, and then we do tier 3s, which is just cleaning stuff up and putting it back together with fresh gaskets and stuff. So it's still dirty, but it's clean, but it doesn't look like a brand new engine. It's just cleaned up and looks nice. So this part's what do we call it? Barn find over here. This would be more like our tier 3. And it looks good, but it doesn't have like all the new zinc plating and stuff. You can see we reused the bolts that came off here. Now with head nuts and stuff, we always replace those. And little odds and ends like that, we'll just go ahead and replace them. But you can see we didn't redo the fuel rail. So that's our tier 3. That's our bottom of the basement rebuild, kind of like that. So things are just taken off and put back on after they're cleaned up. But if you've seen some of my reels on Facebook, that's our tier 2. And then we have a tier 1, which is sleeved, but it has aftermarket pistons and stuff like that. And I've got some of these around here, but I've got guys working in here today. It's hard to get over there and show, but
Okay.
starting to go with forged pistons now and stuff. Oh, I was just talking to them about some of the engines. Usually we have
That was-
engines on display, but yeah, I ain't pulling that out. No, I won't pull that out today. We'll have it ready next week if you guys are interested. We'll show you. But that one there is like our tier 3, and they look pretty good. But they're not as nice as our tier 2. The tier 1s that have forged pistons, or sometimes we'll do billet pistons, forged rods, sleeve cylinders. And as far as price, you know, if you're doing a full rebuild on like a Turbo S engine, I mean, it can go up to like nearly 20 grand.
Bring your pocketbook.
But we break all that up though, so. So that is something that I will say. So when you bring a car to us, we do a deposit, and this is kind of the perfect example. So we always do a deposit on these cars because, you know, it's going to be months before you can get a car like this cleaned up. And so once we get in there and we find that the air roll separator seal is just completely broken and we got to replace it, the deposits for doing the belts and the rollers and stuff like that, it gets us the parts and everything going. And then once you start finding all this stuff and you got to take the head off and do that, and it's, you just ordinarily this car would have been put back together with new belts and everything. Like I said, we got all the seals redone on the front of the engine. We had the head in there, and we had the oil cooler done. So technically, this car would have been able to drive and been fine once we. But the more you get into it and the more you dig, then you know, the more expensive it gets. So then at that point, we're just like, okay, you're gonna move into like the barn find section, but the barn find don't even include a new head gasket. So we'll put that in there, and we're gonna start cleaning out the tank. I believe that this car here sat easily 10 years. I don't think the owner told me how long this thing sat, but it's been sitting a long time. You can see all the leaves in there, and it was a mess. But as you can imagine, that at that point you just pay as you go, because then it gets expensive on our end, you know. But here's the look at the head that came off here. A very nice S in here not too long ago, but the head didn't look this good. Well, you'd see someone wasn't very religious about changing their oil, but other than that, the head's in pretty good shape. So we're gonna take this machine shop, have them clean it up. Valves look good. Put new valve stem seals in there, relap the valves, and pressure test it. All right, you guys still there?
Call your wife.
It is.
It wasn't really.
She knows the live stream, and does not matter. Anyway, guys, yeah, so that's a quick look at that car there. Yeah, I was getting some phone calls. That will do it. All right, well, where did you guys leave off? Because I knew there for a second. I noticed when I was getting the phone call, I just stopped what I was saying because I knew that was going to break up the connection. But I think you guys got most of it.
Oh, I'm starting to feel a little bit better, but still dragging a bit, as you can tell. All right, guys. Well, I hate to leave you guys in the height of streaming. It seems like we got more people in here now, but I'm still feeling a little bit rough, and we've got to get back to it. But I appreciate you guys coming out, and we're gonna get back to doing this every week. We'll have some more exciting stuff for you. This car's gonna be going home. We got a really nice 944 turbo coming in after this, and we should have this barn find done soon, along with some other exciting stuff. We got 2 924S turbo swaps coming up that I think you guys are going to really enjoy. But anyway, guys, let me sign off here and call my wife, see what she needs. But anyway, guys, hope you have a great Sunday, and we'll see you next week. Have a good one.